Wow, you guys. So I would just listen to this video on this channel called The Real Dana. I've never seen this channel before, but this man, I don't know who he is, but if he isn't a judge or a retired judge, I would be very surprised. This man knows what he's talking about. He sounds like a judge, a real judge. And he echoes what I said yesterday in another post, is this notion of personal jurisdiction over Candace. I don't think that Brigitte and Emmanuel Macron can exert, or the court on their behalf anyway, in Delaware, can exert personal jurisdiction over Candace Owens because she does not live in Delaware. Her companies are incorporated in Delaware, and certainly they can exert jurisdiction over her companies for sure. It's less sure, less certain that they can exert personal jurisdiction over Candace in Delaware, which means forcing Candace to defend this lawsuit in Delaware might be a non-starter out of the starting block. They have to bring the case in Tennessee. In theory, is it possible that her lawyers are really smart and really skilled and are able to show the court that Candace has minimum contacts that satisfy the jurisdictional requirement, the long arm statute, right? Minimum contacts equals fair play and substantial justice. They can pierce through that jurisdictional veil if they can show that because Candace has her companies in Delaware, right? And because the speech that was defamatory was somehow funneled through that Delaware entity and then into Candace's personal bank account, for example, right? What was I forgot in law school there was a character that this case comes from. I can't remember, but I know every single lawyer in America remembers. Shu. The last name is Shoes, but I can't remember the first name. But minimum contacts equals fair play and substantial justice. If they can't establish that Candace has minimum contacts personally with Delaware, this case is over. This case is over. It's going to be dismissed. However, according to this man, Candace does not want the case dismissed. No, this is news to me. I'm like, what? Candace wants the case to go forward because she wants to depose Brigitte Macron, right? This is hubris. This is hubris because Candace is staking her entire professional career and all her assets, because this is an $800 million civil suit. Mark my words, right? On this ridiculous story about Brigitte Macron being a man. If Brigitte Macron is a man or was a man or whatever, I mean, I think the world will come to an end, actually, because I don't see how that's possible that in the 1960s or 1970s, which is when this transfer of gender had to occur in rural France. She lives in Amiens, right? Amiens, however you say that, in rural France, that she had a gender change and took all these. Do you know how much medications she would have had to